All right. Now, this is something that I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, what? Doesn't really matter. And I'm okay with that. I have fun making these videos. I'm not going to bore you with the number of Bluetooth, wired, if there's another option, headsets, earbuds, over the ear headphones that I've used over my life. Because when I'm trying to find something new, it takes me forever to find what it is specifically that I'm looking for. As I've talked to you about in the past, I was using my LG Tones 770 HBSs right here, and unfortunately, I ran over them with a vacuum. They stopped working as well as they should have, and then I had to get something else. I went to go buy a newer pair of LG Tones and just was not satisfied. I think those, I paid $20 for these. Those, I believe, were $70, I think, after tax. And I said, they're not worth $70. And I couldn't do it. So I was like, okay, well, let me just try to use, what do I have? My Zen phone has a headphone jack. So I just plugged in a basic pair of Skull Candy headphones and I said, yeah, let me give it a try. And I think that worked for maybe a day or two, having the phone in my pocket while I'm doing whatever. And I said, I'm not, I'm not a fan of this. And I can't do it. In fact, that's not true. What I did is I used the wired connection while on the elliptical, and I was able to put the phone right there in front of me. And when I was actually lifting weights, I took those skull candies and I connected them to my handy dandy BTR3, I believe, that I've made a video about in the past. And this essentially makes your wired headphones Bluetooth headphones. You plug the wired headphone into the little 3.5 millimeter jack right there, and then you connect this entire thing to your phone or your device via Bluetooth, and now you're able to essentially operate without that device being on your body at the entire time. So I used that for a little while, and I said, these skull candies just aren't doing it anymore. For a good portion of my adult life, those $10 skull candies were fine. And after using these LG tones, which are actually a pretty satisfying device, I said, no, skull candies aren't doing it. So then I say, okay, I recently purchased some Sennheiser Momentum 4s, and I'll make a video about those later. But I said, all right, well, I have my older Sony da 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 XM3s, and I said, well, I'm not using these for anything else, so let me give them a try. I had always been hesitant about using over the ear headphones when sweating profusely, which I do when I'm doing cardio. But I said, you know what? Let me give it a try. And I was right. After about 2 days, maybe three, these things stunk. I mean, they were bad. I mean, every day after I worked out, I would hit them with the Lysol and saturate them and let them dry. But something about that funk just stays in it. And I thought about saying, well, maybe I can, I don't know, take them off and wash them and do it properly. And I said, no, it's not worth it. So what I did is I actually bought some new ear pads. And the brand of these ear pads are Wicked Cushions. And I might make a video about these as well later. But for 20, I think $25, I replaced the original ear cushions. And they were starting to fall apart too. And I think that was part of the issue, is that because this, I guess, faux leather material wasn't covering all of the cushioning anymore, the sweat was getting into the actual cushioning, and then trying to clean that just wasn't happening. So I've had these on for, well, actually I just installed them yesterday, and I used them for a little bit around the house. But I will say, and this is just a preliminary statement, I thoroughly enjoyed using those XM3s at the gym for those couple of days, as well as for the last little 4 years. But when I started using those Sennheiser Momentum 4s, whole different ball game over there. Those things are amazing, and like I said, just quick little snippet about them, and I'll make a video about those later because we're talking about headphones while working at the gym. So after I said, all right, can't use those anymore because they start to stink. I replaced the ear cups. Now they don't stink. Don't want to dirty those up again. Start looking online, and the internet is great. And I'm headphone wire workout headphones, and of course everything wants to be a Bluetooth solution, and I just didn't feel like going that route. I'm sure if I kept looking, I could find something, but what I landed on were these guys. and these are the JBL Endurance Run. It says it has a flip hook, meaning you can have the earphones come up over your ear this way instead of, the normal way, which I don't know if normal is the right word, but you know what I'm saying. And most important, it says that they are sweat proof. Now, depending on how much you sweat, I'm sure they could say, well, we didn't expect you to sweat that much, so they broke. But that's the box right there, and I've been using them for a couple days, so I've already taken them out and I'm using them right now. And here they are, and they're kind of funky because not funky in terms of smell, but funky in terms of interesting. That yes, you have your little ears, your little silicone tips, and you got this little guy right here, which comes around, and I guess it's there to maybe create a better fit, better seal, and I think that it does. So when you put them in, just like any other earbud, you find a good fit, and you're good to go. Now, I will say, and I'll keep them in for a few moments, the one thing that I was getting comfortable with and used to using the over ear headphones is, when you have stuff in your ear, it is pretty isolating. I mean, I know having something over your ear could be just as isolating, but something about something in your ear, it's just like, something's there. I don't like it. But, once you turn the music on, it kind of goes away and you're doing your thing and you're pretty satisfying. And in terms of audio quality, for the $20 that I spent on this, yeah, I'm satisfied. I don't plan on taking these back. I mean, I keep the box for a little while just in case, but yeah, completely satisfied for the $20 that I spent on it. You might be asking yourself or asking me, I guess, well, do you connect these directly to your phone since your phone has the headphone jack? And no, just like with those skull candies that I was using, I used my BTR5 and it works perfectly. And I connect it and we're good to go. And I guess as I'm standing here or sitting here, I see one little thing. There is a little magnet in here. So they do stick together. I mean, that's kind of cool. I guess if you have them kind of just draped over your shirt like that, you can hang them like that instead of having them just dangling all around looking kind of crazy. Normally, I like to go on and on about stuff, but I don't have much else to say. For $20, they're a good product. In terms of longevity, I can't speak to it since I've only had them now for maybe a week and a half. But as time goes on, if there's something noteworthy to report back, then yeah, I'll definitely make another video about it. But $20, definitely worth it. If your phone has a headphone jack, great. If you decide to use a dongle with wired headphones at the gym, I'm a little hesitant about that. I just feel like that's another piece of hardware to potentially get damaged by water or by the sweat. I mean, I don't think those things are rated to be IP whatever. So for me, yeah, this is a viable solution where this probably isn't waterproof either. And I think I spent $30 on it about a year ago now. I hope that I don't have any issues with it. So I'm gonna keep using it, and yeah, if I end up having to buy another one in a couple months as a result of water damage, I think that'll be a worthwhile purchase. And you're probably asking yourself, why is some gadget guy in the background of this video? I meant to include this earlier, so I'll just play it now. I'm not reshooting the whole video to try to figure out the best way to put this. But what he's going to say is that, in fact, let's just listen.
We've been working with consumer audio reproduction for well over a century, and it's still a challenge to find earbuds that fit people comfortably. Putting displays on your face is an order of magnitude more challenging than earbuds.
Yeah, the only reason I included that, which probably would have worked better earlier in the video, is just showing, yeah, I too have been trying my best to find something that works for me for the given situation. So like I said, I have those Momentum 4s. Those are my at-home headphones. I use those when I'm here. I have the LG Tones for working out. Now I have these JBL Endurance Runs. I have other headphones I use when I'm talking on the phone. So yeah, just trying to find the correct fit, form factor, whatever it is that you're looking for, can be difficult. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I mean, I'm not going to bore you with all the different ones that I bought. But back when I was buying these LG Tones back 6 or 7 years ago, I went through a ton. Of course, I'm exaggerating when I use the word ton, but quite a few different pairs of headphones, Bluetooth headphones that I purchased, and some wired ones hoping to find the thing that worked best for me. And truthfully, those worked fine, but I have my Motorola Boom 2s, which was the very first YouTube video I ever created, and it's on a channel I no longer have access to. But I created a review on that, and that satisfied everything that I was looking for. For the $35 that I spent on that, however many years ago, that satisfied a lot of requirements. So these worked, used them for a little while. Then I found those Motorola Booms. Those worked for talking on the phone. Fast forward, used those for a while, other things, blah, 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 blah. And here we are today. And I'm telling you that if you're looking for a relatively inexpensive pair of sweat-proof headphones to use while exercising, these are a pretty good option.